Hey everybody, welcome to TIW Podcast. I'm Eric, and today I watched the WWE SmackDown episode 1075 and 205 Live episode 172. So I was planning to do a live stream episode right after the show, but I'm just doing an audio episode this time around. Hopefully I get back into doing the live streams for the new comics episode. They'll be coming up in the next couple of days, and then Monday Night Raw, etc. But anyway, let's just get right into talking about stuff. Part of this episode was a replay of Triple H versus Roman Reigns from WrestleMania 32. This is the first WrestleMania main event that I had seen in years. Actually, I don't even remember if I watched WrestleMania itself when I was into wrestling in middle school and high school. I only really remember, and maybe I don't remember it because it wasn't like 7 hours long back then. It was just as long as any other pay-per-view, really. Even just WrestleMania 30, there was only 7 matches. The one that they played last Sunday on ESPN. Also, it's pretty cool that they are going to play the Royal Rumble on Fox Sports this coming Tuesday. I prefer just to watch it on the network because it doesn't have commercials. But if it gets more people interested in what's going on, then that's really awesome. So, and more wrestling on TV, just in general, it's great. Okay. So what was I saying? I got off on that tangent for some reason. I don't know. Okay, so on SmackDown. Oh, that's right. Triple H versus Roman Reigns, WrestleMania 32. I didn't know anything about what was going on before this. I just saw Stephanie McMahon introducing Triple H and all that. I'm like, okay, I don't know. I know Triple H, but I don't know the context of any of this. Why, like, if people like either of these people right now. And it was like my first exposure to the anti-Roman sentiment at the time. And then the next night he got the whole promo, I'm not a good guy, I'm not a bad guy, I'm just the guy. And that was like my first, like the first of what I knew of Roman Reigns overall. And then like going online and seeing what people thought of him and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I'm not going to talk about, I'm just going to talk about what happened on the show, because there's a lot of potential spoilers out there, a lot of news reports, a lot of speculation as well. And some stuff has already been like disproven or proven, or like it's still unknown and things like that. So I think it's best just to talk from now through WrestleMania to talk about what we actually see on screen for as far as this show goes. This show being this podcast, not just SmackDown. Okay, so we open up with Bayley and Sasha coming out, and then Lacey comes out, and then Naomi comes out, and then Tamina comes out. She's like, everybody says a little bit of something, but Tamina says actions speak louder than words, and then headbutts one of them, and then super kicks the other. And then Bayley and Sasha go after Naomi, and they're like kicking her while she's down, and all that. So it appears that now that we know that it is a 5-way now, Dana Brooke was supposed to be in it, but she was feeling sick, so she was not cleared, from what I understand. Or it might have been voluntary. Either way, she's not in the match as it was announced last week. So instead of finding another 6th person to be in that match, they just made it a 5-way. Also, Bayley and Sasha says, our WrestleMania is a nightmare. And I could see that being kind of true for everybody. But I'm really glad that we're getting this show to watch. And instead of just having nothing to watch other than Netflix shows. Oh, by the way, I want to talk about this real quick because this is another reason that I didn't do a live broadcast. I just wanted to get back into watching Ozark season 3. It's really good. And I thought, so this is kind of spoiler for Ozark season 3, but I thought that this was the final season for some reason. But it is not at all. There's definitely so many other things, places that the show can go in for a season 4. And when looking it up, it sounds like they have planned another 2 seasons of stuff. So yeah, it's really good. Ozark season 3. The first 2 seasons were awesome as well. But check it out. If you haven't seen the first 2 seasons, then watch those first, obviously. But if you did watch those and you can't really remember exactly what's going on, the recap at the beginning of season 3 is pretty solid. I was not lost at all. I was like, oh yeah, that's right, all that stuff. And contextually it pick up on other things that maybe weren't covered in that, and it was, you'll remember more as you watch it anyway. Okay. Up next, we had Drew Gulak versus Shinsuke Nakamura. With the other, I think Cesaro was at ringside, but Drew, Daniel Bryan was at ringside for Drew Gulak, and then Sami Zayn was on commentary, joining Michael Cole. So Michael Cole was solo, but he had a number of guests throughout the night, and that was really fun. Sami Zayn, just him just talking the entire time was really enjoyable. The stipulation of this match was that if Drew Gulak could win, then he would earn a Intercontinental Championship match for Daniel Bryan to face Sami Zayn at WrestleMania. So at one point, right before the end, Shinsuke Nakamura was going for the Kinshasa, but Daniel Bryan gave a hand to Drew Gulak, causing him to duck out of the way, and Gulak got a roll up and a win. So that was really, really cool. That's a huge win for Drew Gulak. Like, holy cow. Backstage, we have Dolph Ziggler and Otis come face to face, and Ziggler challenges Otis to a match at WrestleMania, and he accepts. We have Elias come out talking about King Corbin, and that his throne is a toilet, and that he is a turd. They brawl. Corbin attacks, and they go out. They end up on the perch, and then Baron Corbin causes him to fly off of the perch straight onto the ground, and through the movie making magic of having no audience to be able to edit and everything, there's just this sickening thud when he hits the ground off screen, and then we see him there not having gone through a table or anything like that, and then there's been so many memes out there already. Ricky sent me one that I hadn't seen yet of a Mortal Kombat finisher, which is pretty good. The first one that I saw was with the Lion King, with "Long live the King," and then Scar pushing Mustafa off of the cliff or whatever. So anyway, I enjoyed that. It seems like a really big a lot of mixed reactions about everything really on the entire show. Actually, I didn't see any really discussion about Gulak versus Shinsuke. So I assume just everybody was all right with it. I thought it was great. Then we had another great match. I'm sure many would disagree, but Alexa Bliss versus Asuka, and Nikki Cross. This is the best part of the match, is that Nikki Cross is on commentary with Michael Cole, but I wonder maybe if Nikki Cross doesn't know what chairs are, but I don't know. We've seen her sit in chairs for a moment of bliss, but she is like sitting on. She's so excited about the match that she's like sitting on the desk. And then, like, at one point, is standing on the desk and dancing, and she keeps like touching. And at first, she gives Michael Cole a big hug, and he's like, "No, social distancing, stop it." Then she's like hitting him. And like, no, why are you hitting me? Oh, it's so great. But the match itself, I thought was really good too. There was a lot of really fun moments between Asuka and Alexa, just kind of making fun of each other, and their reactions to each other is really great. And then there was some pretty good wrestling too. I definitely understand the being upset that Alexa got like all the offense and Asuka didn't really get much in, and then Asuka ends up getting pinned. And I didn't realize that this was I guess I'm kind of believing whatever somebody on Reddit said, that this is the first time that Asuka has been pinned since all of her other defeat. Well, we know that because we just saw it the other night, Charlotte versus Asuka from WrestleMania 34 rather, that Asuka won via submission. And so the other times also were via submission, I think. Yeah, because she was beaten by... Who was she beaten by? She was beaten by Carmella a couple of times. I don't remember how she was beaten there. If it was... I guess those were submissions. Maybe. It would be... No, why would those submit... I don't remember. But anyway, those did have interference. So I guess what they were saying was that the only clean victories that she's had were submissions, which that makes sense. But anyway, Alexa Bliss wins the match, and that I think will lead to challenging for the tag team titles to get those back. So I'm looking forward to that match. Especially with all the dancing that's going to go on in there, and the taunts and all of that. Like the taunt aspect of this match just through the roof, off the charts. But anyway, at this point, we had that replay of WrestleMania 32, Triple H versus Roman Reigns, where Roman Reigns won the championship off of Triple H. After that, Triple H talks about Roman and Goldberg having fought both of them, and he says that Goldberg runs out of gas. So Roman, if he can get through that first few minutes, then he can do it, etc. So then we had Firefly Funhouse, and Bray Wyatt basically announces that it'll be a Firefly Funhouse match, whatever that means. I think they're as long as the Firefly Funhouse is inside of a Hooters, then I think we're good to go. Because they had both posted about having the match in a Hooters. So let's see it happen. A brand new orange John Cena shirt, a white and orange John Cena shirt. That would be pretty good with the same lettering, and then and then the owl, but the owl can't see it. They could make it work if it's a partnership with Hooters. If they did it without a partnership with Hooters, then it could be a problem. They did have a Firefly Slaughterhouse shirt that they just put out, and then it says "I was home" instead of "I was there." I like that shirt, but maybe it was Hooters themed. Maybe I wasn't even paying attention to that part of it. But anyhow, let's get that orange and white John Cena shirts with owls. And then we had our main event, New Day versus the Usos. The winner of this match would go on to fight Miz and Morrison in a ladder match for the tag team championships. But Miz and Morrison attack pretty deep into the match, causing a disqualification, and then it is announced that it will be they won't have to fight the New Day or the Usos. They'll have to fight both of them in a triple threat ladder match. So that'll be interesting. And that was it for SmackDown. So over on 205 Live, it was a real quick episode, and it turned out I could have watched this as it aired, because it was only about a half hour, and most of that half hour was that Triple H Roman Reigns replay match. So I could have just ended up watching everything, getting everything watched on time, basically. But anyway, there were two matches on this episode. They're both very good. Isaiah Swerve Scott versus Joaquin Wilde was the opening match. He won via so Joaquin Wilde was up on the post, about to do something, but Swerve kind of manipulated and countered that into a very interesting Michinoku driver, and that got the pin. That was really cool. And then we had Tony Nese versus Oney Lorcan. Of course, I was rooting for Oney Lorcan, but unfortunately I saw somebody post who the winner was before I saw the match, so I knew it was I was just destined to be sad about Tony Nese. I'm not sad about Tony Nese winning. I'm sad about Oney Lorcan losing. But Tony Nese hit the running Nese and got the pin to win that match. So what is in store next for 205 Live? I have no idea. We are, the champion is not in the United States, I don't think, unless they got him over here. But if they had him over here, they would have been showing him on TV already. But maybe they wanted it to make sense not to show him until after he defended. I'm talking about Jordan Devlin. They wanted his match against Travis Banks to happen first before he appeared at all, if he is over here. But I have a feeling he is not. That a lot of the people from NXT UK probably weren't going to be out this way until the week before WrestleMania, which is just now 10 days away. Actually 7 days away from right now, because I'm recording this on Saturday. WrestleMania starts next Saturday, so I don't know, we'll see. Next week is the last week of the NXT UK episodes that they've done. I'm pretty sure. Unless they might have done a whole 2 months of stuff, maybe. But I feel like they were probably going to plan, because they're going to have the wrestling matches at Access in Tampa, that if it was like last year, then a lot of those was going to be matches for NXT UK. But I don't know. We'll see how all of that plans out. Everything is so the most important thing. I mean, they canceled Takeover, so obviously NXT UK is even lower priority than that to get done and moving forward. So I would think it's not going. Well, the Takeover Dublin, I think, was moved to October or something like that already. So we'll see what happens with everything. All right, that's it for everything that happened. Oh, during that New Day, this is the name of the episode that I'm going to go with: Turtleneck Tough Guys, because Michael Cole was giving Miz and Morrison crap for wearing turtlenecks, even though it's 95 degrees in Florida, and they're like, "Nah, we're turtleneck tough guys." They're also doing all kinds of chants, saying "Oh, it's a shame there isn't an audience here so that they could chant 'You suck,'" and then Michael goes "Well, the people online are saying 'You suck,' and stuff like that." And then they're doing the "Fight Forever" chant. Just Morrison doing it. And then Miz joined in. But yeah, that was really fun. So, that is it for this week's SmackDown and 205 Live. We have one more Raw, one more NXT. Well, NXT TakeOver basically starts in the next episode, split across 2 weeks. But one more Raw and one more SmackDown before WrestleMania. I'm trying to avoid spoilers as much as possible, because some stuff might not even be reliable that's out there, and it's going to become more and more likely that people are going to be digging up as much as they can or making up as much as they can. just to get people visiting the dirt sheets and all that kind of stuff. So I'm going to avoid talking about any of that as much as possible. Just stick to what we see on the show, unless there is official announcements or like web videos otherwise, like that progress with what we actually will see on screen. So like if there is an announcement about a match change or something like that, and it's from WWE itself, and they have like a web exclusive video or something like that, then I will talk about that stuff. But I'm not going to talk about just the news reports of that kind of stuff if it's not announced officially. Just for the sake of future spoilers, potential future spoilers. So anyway, that's it. Let me know what you thought about these episodes by tweeting me at TIW Podcast. Go to TIWpodcast.com for more reviews. If you enjoyed this episode or anything else on the site, please share some links with your friends. Subscribe on iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, YouTube, wherever you like to listen. Stay safe, healthy, and happy out there in all the infinite multiverses. And I'll see you next time here on TIW Podcast. Bye.